What is going on, everybody? How are we all doing? And welcome back today to another episode of our Manchester City career mode on FIFA 18, where today we are hopefully going to be rounding off the transfer window, and we've got 3 games for you today. The plan for this series, I guess, is to play 3 games in every single episode. However, I think that when the transfer window is open, like in today's video, we'll simulate one of them and play the other 2. Now today that's very simple as far as the decision goes, because we've got Rotherham in the Carabao Cup first, which is a game we'll be simulating. Then following that up with Bournemouth in the Premier League and Liverpool as our final game. The biggest one of the episode will be the last game. But if you do enjoy this episode, still enjoying the series, make sure to leave a big thumbs up on this, and don't forget as well, if this is your first video or the first time you've stumbled across the channel, subscribing would be absolutely awesome as well. But we've got a couple of messages before we have got this game that we're going to simulate. We've got a transfer offer for Ilkay Gundogan. Now, we've had offers for him before. The majority of the comments wanted to keep him. It's a big offer again, 49.7 million from Juventus. But again, I mean, how much was it we were offered before for him? Can we see? No? I'm sure we've received an offer for him before, but it's not there. But we're going to be rejecting that regardless. It's a lot of money, but I don't think we'll get anyone in that's as good as him, that's going to be backup, you know. So that is why we're rejecting it. We've then got a loan offer for Mangala, who's one of the only players that I'm willing to really let go that's sort of a first-team player, rating-wise, you could say. I mean, I know he's not really first team for us, but, you know, he's one of the few that I'd accept an offer if it was to come in, but I'm not going to let him go get loaned out. So, have we rejected that already? Loan offer for Mangala? Maybe that was in the last episode that was. But yeah, we're not going to be loaning out Mangala, but if a transfer offer comes in for him, we will accept it and then bring in someone else. But first game of today, like I've already mentioned, is going to be in the Carabao Cup. We're away against Rotherham. We're actually playing a very, very switched up team, as you can see here. We've got Edison in between the sticks. We've got Danilo at right back, with then Adebayo, Company and Delph at left back, making up the rest of the defence. Brahim Diaz, Fernandinho, Yaya, Bernardo Silva, that is not David, Phil Foden and Zinchenko make up the rest of the team. So a lot of the young players in there. Zinchenko is actually playing more of a false 9, right forward position rather than striker. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. It should be a win. Even that's a weakened team. It's Rotherham. I'd like to think that we could take them, even though we're away from home as well. You can see already we're 1-0 up, and it's Fabian Delph with literally like that felt like an instant goal. Let's skip to the end of the game now. We just about come through with a 2-1 win, and it took Aguero to come off the bench to get the winner, but we do get the win. That's the main thing. It is a competition, although it's the lowest priority competition that we are in. I still would love it if we could win every single tournament that we're involved in this year. So a nice win in that, the Carabao Cup. Now let's move on to the next game and get back into Premier League. So as you can see, guys, we're now at the dawn of the game against Bournemouth. We are away from home. Hopefully we can pick up another 3 points here, but there's a couple of pieces of news just before that. Firstly, Gabriel Jesus returning from injury, which is absolutely fantastic. He's not going to feature in the Bournemouth game, but he'll definitely be back in contention for the Liverpool game, which is ideal. But the bigger news, I suppose you could say, is that Galatasaray have shown interest in Mangala. 13.25 million, well, 13.2 million spot on, I should say. It's not a bad offer whatsoever. His value is 11 million. I'm quite inclined just to accept that straight away. And that means that we are going to be needing it to bring in a backup centre-back. So the question is, guys, who do we go for as that backup centre-back? Let me know in the comment section down below. And that is something that we'll be trying to take action on in the next episode, unless this episode runs on to the... in fact, it does. It runs out after this Bournemouth game. So we're going to have to decide on another centre-back in this episode. Here we are then, guys. It's our first Premier League fixture of today's episode. Only one of 2, actually, like I say, because of the transfer window and the fact that we had Carabao Cup before. But it's Bournemouth away from home. Never an easy fixture. Bournemouth are a team that on their day can play some very nice stuff, and we've got to be very aware of that in today's game. But gone back with our... I think it's exactly the same 11 that we played in our last fixture, where we absolutely just blew away Everton. I'm pretty sure the lineups are identical. Dybala's back in there, Aguero back up front with David Silva in behind him. He's had a fantastic start to the season, but we're going to see the lineups in just a second, and then we'll get into the kickoff. So here's the Bournemouth 11 for the game. They've got Begovic in goal, of course, a very, very solid goalkeeper, arguably their best player. They've got Rafinha there. That's definitely a new signing. I assume that's the one from Bayern Munich as he's playing right back. They've got Aki, they've got Francis, they've got Charlie Daniels, who of course scored that screamer against Man City in real life this season. Defoe is leading the line on his own with, I believe that's Josh King in behind, and the standard Bournemouth midfield with Harry Arter, the player that's going to be taking the ball on quite a lot, you would imagine. And now our lineup, which should be coming up in just a second, like I say, it's exactly the same as last time, mate. We've got Edison in between the sticks, a back 4 of Otamendi, Stones, Walker, and new signing for this season, Gulam. Midfield is made up, I mean, they don't really portray our formation on this screen here, but we've got Sane, Sterling, David David Silva and De Bruyne, with then Dybala up front with Aguero in behind. Hopefully this team can get the job done. Let's get into it. Oh my lord, Bournemouth. Going very, very close early doors there. I thought we were going to be 1-0 down. Josh King absolutely lashed that first time. It was actually not as close as I initially thought, but still very, very close there. We got away with that, and that is the threat that Bournemouth have got lots of pace there in King and the quality. And it's a poor kick out from myself as well. Josh King, are we going to get away with it again? We're not. Jermaine Defoe makes it 1-0 to Bournemouth, and there's only one person to blame, and that is me. That was absolutely appalling, and they take the chance. And let's just get back into this, guys. Let's just forget that even happened, shall we, please? Everyone's bringing it away here. It's a nice play. Got Sane on the overlap. That's where we're going to go. Leroy Sane, can we drop inside? We can. We need someone to show for us here. It's Aguero. It's David Silva. We've got Sterling at the top. But again, Bournemouth is so deep. We're struggling to just find that killer pass. We find Paulo Dybala. He's on his left foot. And that is a magnificent finish. Because to me, that's a half chance. That is such a half chance. We're going to do the little Liverpool Coutinho Firmino little celebration that they did last season. But what a finish that is by Dybala. Like I said, Bournemouth are sitting very deep. It's hard to find space in behind them. But this here is just a magnificent finish. It's a half turn. Begovic isn't expecting it, I don't think, and it flies in past him into the roof of the net. Look at that. That is a magnificent finish, and we're back in the game. Superb stuff. That's what I played. David Silva flips it around the corner. It's found Paulo Dybala, who got us back into this game. It's still Dybala. Holding onto the ball really well there. He's looking for Sterling. He's done very, very well. He's drilled across. And that is really, really unlucky. We could have easily took the lead there as we hit half-time. 1-1. We did give away that soft goal, but we responded well. And hopefully we can still go on to win this game. I don't want to bring on the subs just yet, because we are starting to make things tick as De Bruyne gets it on the edge of the box. Can we finesse one? Yes, we can. Kevin De Bruyne makes it 2-1. I was just mentioning there how I didn't want to make any changes just yet because things were starting to work out well. And De Bruyne puts one in on the edge of the box. I spoke earlier about him having the ability to score from distance in that deeper position. But that, I mean, right on time shows what he can do. I mean, it's a close game. That gives us the 2-1 lead. And that is just a magnificent, magnificent finish. It just lets it go across his body, right foot finesse. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful goal. 2-1. Let's hold on to this lead now, lads. Let's get the 3 points. That is a loose pass to Dybala now. He can find Aguero. Can he get the run on Nathan Ake? Come on, Sergio. Come on, Sergio, lad. Come on. He's pushed a bit more. We're still going to get the shot away. Begovic does reasonably well. It wasn't the best shot in the world, but so that's about the save. And now Rafinha can bring it away. He's absolutely just going to launch it forward. And there it is, the 4-time whistle. It's an absolute replica of the scoreline that we saw in the real-life fixture here earlier in the season. 2-1 win away at home from Bournemouth. A very tight game. I say tight. Statistically, we've hammered them. They've had 2 shots, 1 on target. We've had 9 shots, 6 on target. But the really made us work for our openings. We thankfully did manage to take what I thought were pretty much 2 half chances with Dybala and De Bruyne. But 2-1 win. Another 3 points on the board. Now we've just got to bring in a centre-back. So, of course, after selling Mangala, we need to bring in another centre-back that can fill in that void of backup player. And I think the obvious one that a lot of people would be suggesting would be Virgil van Dijk. But I think he's almost too good to play that backup role because I'm very happy with Stones and Otamendi. We don't want to halt the development of Stones, so we definitely don't want to be taking him out. We want someone that can play a backup role, someone that fits the system of being a ball-playing centre-back. And Van Dijk as well is actually, believe it or not, out of our budget right now because we spent all of our money on Dybala. However, Javier Mascherano, I think, is someone that we could get in potentially on just a 1-year deal, just to back up that defensive, just the numbers we've got in that area of the pitch, and I think he'd do a fantastic job. His value's not really high. He's got great passing ability. Of course, he used to play in central midfield. He's done the Premier League before, so I think he could actually be. I mean, I know it's not the most exciting now, but I really do think he could do a fantastic job as a rotation / backup option at centre half. And he's still 83 rated. That's still a very decent rating. So hopefully we can get him. We're going to try and do that straight away. It also gives us a bit more depth as well in the fact that he can play CDM and centre mid because of the fact he's so flexible. You can see he's got a buyout clause of 18.4 million. We don't want to be paying that, that's for sure. Okay, so they come down to 10.5. I am very happy with that. I said if we get him for less than 10 million, I'll be happy. Only going 500k above that. Still very, very happy with that. I mean, like I just mentioned, we sold the Mangala for 13.2, was it? I think so. Less than we sold Mangala for, obviously, and he's a better player right now, and that's all that we need backup. So very, very pleased with that. Wages are going to be interesting. 135k on a week right now. That's not cheap, so hopefully we can get him down a little bit from that. Here we are then, negotiating with the man himself, Mascherano. Player wages and the squad role are going to be the interesting things here, I think. Obviously, we don't want him to be... I see he wants important. Can we counter that and give him rotation? Would he be happy with rotation? I mean, I don't mind giving him important and then just, you know, using him as a rotation. Let's just see what they say. Okay, so he wants regular first team football. We're just going to give him important. We'll play him on the bench. He's someone that we can rotate in, obviously, because of those two positions he can play quite well. So we'll say rotate. We'll keep it as important. And he'll be part of that 16-man squad. I still think it's a good player for that position in the squad. It's just the wages of, like I said, I don't want to be paying the 135 grand a week that he wants. He wants a 2-year deal as well. Preferably, I'd like him on a 1-year, but 2-year again. If we have to do that, that's not the end of the world. There we go. Mascherano is happy with the 1-year. That's ideal. That's all that we need him for. So he wants 170 grand a week. I mean, it's only on a 1-year deal. Should I just stump it up and be like, it's done? Just accept it? If we want him to play, if we want him for backup, we should take him. Or should we go out there and try and find someone who's a lot cheaper? I mean, we have got the wages to throw around. Maybe we should just accept it. Let's just accept it. 170 grand a week. It's only a 1-year deal and he will be a very good rotation option for us. So I'm pleased that we got someone in straight away as well. No messing around. Mascherano, not the most exciting signing by any means, but a very solid option for us in that rotation area of the field. So here we are then, guys. It's been a week or so since we saw Mascherano, and I didn't want to show you deadline day because not a lot happened. The only thing that happened actually was that we received another bid for Kevin De Bruyne. 106 million the offer was, but obviously, he's a player that we're not interested in selling, so I didn't feel the need to bring that to you. But after the window did close, we did get a bit of news, and that is the fact that Raheem Sterling, I clicked on that just as it changed over, has won the Player of the Month for the first month of the season, which is absolutely fantastic. I think he actually won Player of the Month last year in the first season. It was very early on in the season, but yeah, winner of the Player of the Month, which is absolutely outstanding. Going into the Liverpool game, of course, against his former club, hopefully that can give him a bit of confidence. But that is exactly where we're going to head on to now. The game against Liverpool. I think that we're at home for this one, so hopefully we can pick up another 3 points. We've had an offer for David Silva. This is outside the transfer window. £53 million. Oh my God. And one for Raheem Sterling. There are just offers coming in left, right and centre. I think it goes without saying. I mean, that's a huge amount of money that West Ham have offered, especially considering that's coming from West Ham. That is crazy. The one for David Silva is from Bayern Munich. Now, it wouldn't be until the end of the... Well, no, it'd be in January that he left, to be honest. Not interested in selling him. Club legend. You can't just let him go to Bayern like that. So, very strange to see 2 offers coming in outside of the transfer window. But yeah, we're going to move forward to the Liverpool game now, like I was saying. It's at home. Hopefully pick up 3 points. We're currently sitting top of the league, and Spurs the only 2 teams to have that 100% record still. So hopefully we can keep that going. But yeah, then guys, we're back at home, back at the Etihad Stadium for the final game of today's episode. We're hosting Liverpool. This is without doubt our toughest test of the season so far as Premier League football is concerned. I mean, we've started excellently. We're in great form. Hopefully we can carry that into this game and, like I said, pick up the 3 points. Let's take a look at the lineups and get into the game. You can see Liverpool in 11th place, only 3 points at the first 3 games. Not a convincing start from them. So here is the Manchester City lineup, our lineup for today's game. We're going with exactly the same one as that was successful in the previous fixture. However, it is worth noting that there's been a couple of changes on the bench. Gabriel Jesus returns in that area, who's a fantastic player to come on in a game if we're looking for a goal. And also, of course, Mascherano, former Liverpool player as it happens, also starting on the bench. Another great option if we potentially want to shore up the game. But let's take a look at the Liverpool squad, how they line up. Struggling of a start for them so far this season. Have they lost any key players? Is that why, or has it just not been good enough? So Mignolet remains in between the sticks. They've got a back four of Lichtsteiner, who's a nice new signing for them. Klavan, Matip and former City player James Milner playing left back. They've got Wijnaldum, Lallana and Henderson in the middle. And then that very, very well known front three, of course. Coutinho, Firmino and Mane. A lot of pace there on the break, especially through Mane. That's something we've got to be careful of. But let's get into the game now. Hopefully pick up another 3 points and put in a good display. Loses it in the middle of the park. Of course, like I mentioned, he was subject to another huge bid for him in the on deadline day, 106 million. But he's one of our key players. We need to be careful here, though. I'm talking, and Liverpool get the best chance of the game so far. Firmino puts it just wide. Need to be careful. Player of the month, Raheem Sterling. And Kevin De Bruyne to drop back inside. He's done very well there. David Silva's made a great run. I think he's just offside, and it's a shame because he's finished it so well. But indeed, he is offside. But that is a sign of what we can do. Cut through Liverpool there with the one pass from De Bruyne. Silva took it away really nicely as well. Just needed a bit more final third there to stay calm. Dybala. Oh, I don't know what I'm drawing there. It's giving it straight to Coutinho. We might get that back there. We do. And it's Aguero. He's found Dybala. He's going to try and get it onto his stronger left foot. He can't quite. But there's been a mix-up. We still got the ball. Dybala. Oh, my Lord. How have we not got a proper good shot away there? To De Bruyne back to Silva, who's then found Aguero. Dybala. Raheem Sterling is against his former club. It's a good save, but it falls to Aguero. And he makes it 1-0. We've put on a bit of a sustained pressure there on Liverpool. And finally the breakthrough comes in the form of Sergio Aguero, the talisman at the top end of the pitch. It was really nice to work. Actually, I think it was Dybala who picked out Raheem Sterling at the bottom of the picture there. Lovely ball this is here. Look at the run from Sterling. It's perfect. Shoots it across the keeper. Mignolet can only parry it straight into the path of Aguero, who taps in. He couldn't miss that one. And we take a 1-0 lead. So we're going to make our first change of the game now. We've just hit the 60th minute. David Silva's going to make way for Gabriel Jesus, just come back from injury. And I think playing in that position is really going to suit him. That sort of that front three now, all linking together. The little triangle of Jesus, Dybala and Aguero has got so much potential to be amazing. Oh, sorry, just skipped away from that tackle, but it's great covering from Gulam. And we're able to bring it away. Can we get a counter-attack going now? It's Gabriel Jesus who finds teammate Sane burning down his left-hand side. Can we pick out a man in the middle? Can we pick out a man? There's lots of options at the back stick. That's where we're going to go. Sterling! Not quite. Not quite. Couldn't seal the game. Comes out to Kevin De Bruyne. We'll crack this with him. De Bruyne! It's a good save from Mignolet. That's a couple of quick-fire chances. I think it's going to go out for a throw, and we'll take it because we're going to make another couple of changes. 20 minutes to go. We're going to push Jesus up top. We're going to push De Bruyne a bit further forward into that position, and we're going to bring on Javier Mascherano for his first start, or his first appearance, I should say, for the club. And we're also going to bring on Bernardo Silva in the position of we'll bring on Leroy Sane. He's had a quieter game than Sterling, so we'll bring him on as well, just to give us a bit more fresh legs. Mascherano to shore it up, obviously, in the centre, and yeah, fresh legs and a bit of an insurance policy as well in there. A bit more defensive, but hopefully that can help us see the game out. Mascherano's first touch. Surely we're not going to bang one with him. Oh my Lord, Mascherano's first touch for us, and he rattles the crossbar. How unlucky. So there's just 2 minutes to be added on now. Still 1-0, hanging on in there. Liverpool not doing a lot right now, but it's the end of the game. Anything can happen. We've got to be careful. It's well cut out by John Stones, and that is the 4-time whistle. It's a 1-0 win. Saw that game out really, really well, actually. We took that lead fairly early on through Aguero, of course, but it was I'm not going to say it was a dominant display. I think we definitely deserved the 3 points there. You'll see from the stats, 6 shots for us, 5 for them. Close game. But I think the difference maker there, we had 5 shots on target to their 1. Got to be more clinical when you're in that final third, and that's exactly what we were. But that is going to end off the episode. Let's just have a quick look at the league table. Then we'll call it quits. So there you go, guys. It's looking good, isn't it? 4 games in, 4 wins. We're now the only team with the 100% record so far in the Premier League. Tottenham were matching us, but they dropped after a loss in that last game. So a fantastic start. Hopefully we can keep it up, but that is going to end off this episode. So once again, lads, if you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a big thumbs up on this video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Speak to you tomorrow. Nidge out.